Very good morning, guys. Welcome back. Last week we have started with RESTful services. We have covered some of the topics, and today we shall proceeding ahead with our topics. All of you are up for it? Yep. Great. So we are going to understand now in today's and tomorrow's class about two of the important components, which happens to be a REST template and one more important component from the reactive programming, which is web client. REST template and web client are the two important topics. One application, one Spring Boot application, how to seek service of one more API which is built by someone else. Example, suppose I have built a Telescope application and be a backend we have used Spring Boot. PayPal is there. We are integrating PayPal, right? So how this is happening? That's where the concept of REST template web client comes into picture. Synchronous, asynchronous communication you will understand. Also in the process, in today's and tomorrow's class, we shall understand about scopes and Swagger. Okay, these two things also in the same umbrella we will try to understand. Right now, what I'm going to do is I will be developing two applications. Okay, there will be two applications here. All of you there with me? Yes, no, maybe. Wherein one web application, normal C2B application, will take two informations, passenger details, passenger details from where to where, what they want to go, and I'll be developing one more application which will collect that information, book a ticket, and tell that ticket is successful. And then based on this web app will say ticket confirmation for them. Here it is C end user to business and one business application talking to one more business application. So this basic application will actually not connect to database. They will not be actually booking the application. They are the third party. They will actually collect the information about the passenger. Whatever information they have, they will forward that to one more application. This one more application will collect the information, store in the database, and they do the activity, and they will generate the ticket. And they'll be giving back to this application. Based on this normal application will give back to its client. So the end user here will not be aware in the backend actually which application is generating. They will be giving some information, they should be getting the ticket. Behind the scene, this application will take help of one more application, and this is what I have to enable right now. So the first part is I will develop this application and I will document this application. Based on this, the other application will be able to seek these services. And that's the pathway I want to follow. Every one of you, are you there? I hope you could able to understand what we are discussing in today's and tomorrow's class. Fine. So for which I would like to go back. I would like to just refresh here. Latest versions, I'll say here. com.telescope. I will say here all of you. We will discuss today and tomorrow only, that also. It's not a big deal. It's not something very much to worry about. Okay. In today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow only. In this only we will discuss that. I would like to go back and I will say here I need not to discuss that separately. In the same era only, in the next today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow's class will cover most of the things. I'll say a ticket booking API or ticket booking application, whatever you want to say. This is the actual application. Yes, yes, Aditya. I will discuss everything, guys. The moment I say RESTful services is over, we have to start microservices or AOP. That time you tell me what is left out, I will discuss. Okay, now? All of you? Are you all there? The moment I say this ends the journey of REST APIs, whatever is left out, I have missed out, you remind me, I will do. I would like to go back here. I want to create an APIs. I have to add Spring Web, automatic redeployment. I have to add DevTools. Then I want to connect to database, data JPA. I want to get connected to MySQL. So MySQL driver is needed. Okay. I think for now, this is sufficient. We have Swagger. Swagger separately I will add at the end. Okay. I would like to go back here. I will say here, generate this project. The project will be generated. I'll go back to my downloads. Var jar, it's not a matter of concern, Saiji. If you have a plan of deploying in the embedded Tomcat server, as I have already discussed, creating var project or jar project, both of them are same. If you don't create, at the end of the day, at the time of deployment, automatically your Spring application will create a var of it and deploy. But if you have a plan of deploying explicitly in your own server, not the embedded Tomcat server, then at the time of project creation only, you have to go with the var project. I would like to go back to the data, add this, say right click, extract. I will say right click. I would like to extract this project. Project is extracted. Okay, done. I would like to go back here and import that project. I'll say import existing Maven project. Next, I'll say browse ticket booking app. I'll say okay. First, I'll develop the API, guys. The way same we have developed so far. Later, I will use that API by using the REST template and web client. That's the agenda here. Okay. The project is added here, guys. Ticket booking application or API rather, you can say. Normally, I would like to create here model, what type of data I would like to work and everything else. I will say new. I would like to create some packages. Dot model is the first package. New. I would like to create the package. I'll say repository layer or DAO layer. I would like to create one more package for the service layer. I would like to say dot service layer. I would like to go back here, right click, say refresh. What is a model? Two things is a model. I have not discussed association. I'll keep it simple. And our team is developing one more actually tourist booking application wherein many things I have implemented there. I will be walking you through that project within 1 week of time. You can see how many functionalities are there in that project. Everything I've added, but to keep it simple, I would like to just have two things. One is ticket and one is passenger. Okay. I will be collecting the passenger information from the end user. Based on this, I will generate the ticket object. I would like to go back here and say passenger is my one model. I will collect this from the other application. This application will not interact with the end user directly. Here there is no UI. My other application will pass me the JSON data. I will collect it and I will process. They will pass me passenger data. Based on this, I should be generating the ticket. I would like to go back here. We have to do it association. Association, I will show you, but I'll keep it more simple where you will not face any issue because the end goal is to understand REST template and web client. Ticket class, very simple data. I would like to go back here. I will say here entity. This Friday, I'll give you walkthrough about one more application which has not been assigned to you, but our team has developing for you guys. I'll say here private integer type of passenger ID, private string type of name, private string type of departure. They have to accept passenger. They have to enter the departure. Private string type of arrival information they have to enter. Private, I'll say here, they have to enter the date of journey. Date of journey they have to enter. I will generate setters and getters for this. For all. And I will generate toString method for the debugging purpose if something has gone wrong. After which you all know I would like to add here the ID. Okay, done. Finish. No issues, right? I would like to go back here. Ticket. Okay. And you can add ticket also in the database, but having two different tables will not make any sense without association. Since you might have not watched Hibernate Association, you might have not seen. I have not covered in the Spring. I would like to keep it simple. All right. No, I don't want that automatic generation. I know, and I will only create it. I'll ask my end user. Okay. I'll say a ticket number, private string type of ticket status, whether it is confirmed or not, private double type of ticket price. I will say here private. The remaining things is same as what we have here. Name, arrival, departure, and the date of journey, which I want it to be part of this ticket also. So based on the passenger information, I should generate this object. Okay. The backend logic can be written better. We have that application I will show you, but right now I'm keeping it simple because end goal is not to write this backend API. We have seen we have to handle the exceptions. Many things are there. So we are understanding other application, how can take services of this application. So this application will act like an API which will be used by some other application. In some other application is what you have to understand that how to, you know, use REST template or web client. That's the end goal here. Okay. Setters and getters. And I would like to generate the toString method. I would like to say saved. Very simple they are, guys, all of you. Now I would like to just go back and have one repository. I would like to go back here, right click, new, one interface I would like to create here. Name of the interface, whatever you want, you can give. I'll say I ticket or passenger repository. Okay. I would like to say finish. Of course, it has to implement any of this. I'll say implements JPA repository or CRUD repository, GPA repository. It is working with passenger type of data, comma, integer is the ID. Okay, not implement, it should be extend. Extends. Okay, I would like to import it. It's done. For good readability purpose, write repository. Even if you don't write this, it will work. Just to give a message that it is a repository, I'm writing it. Usually it's not required, but if you want to achieve a readability that this is there as a repository, you can add this annotation also. If I don't add, will there be any problem? No problem. I would like to go back here and create one interface. Same old story, guys. I ticket service. All the operations which you want to perform here. Very simple operation. I would like to do it here. I would like to first register the passenger object. I'll say here register passenger. Register the passenger by taking the passenger type of passenger information. The return type I would like to give it as passenger. Okay. I would like to import it, and after which I would like to generate the ticket passenger. Passenger, I'll say here fetch passenger info by passing the ID. I'll say here int is a type of ID. By fetching the passenger ID, information, I will generate a ticket. Passenger ID I will consider as the ticket number. Okay, that's what I have planned. But anyway, as I have told, it's not about how to write this API. We have seen that. It's about some other application, how it is utilizing this API. So that's what the major end goal here. I would like to go back and create one more class, new. I would like to write a class. I will say here ticket service class. I would like to add this interface I ticket service. All right, and all of you know very well what where to write. We have seen that already. I need not to worry about it. I have to go back here. It is service. I have to go back here. I ticket repository, type repository, and I have to just go back here. Auto wide. We have done that. I would like to just save this. I would like to just save this. I'll go back here, guys. Very simple. There is no much gimmick here. It is repository dot save. Save will give you the repository that only I'm returning. The same whatever you're storing, that only it will give. So same I would like to return passenger. Apart from that, my dear friends, here also I would like to just collect it inside the optional, and I would like to generate. I will say here repository dot find by ID. I'll pass the ID. It will give you the optional data. I would like to go back and collect here as an optional. Within the optional, I will check if it is there. You can directly go return. If not, you cannot say we don't have ID. Or I'll say one thing. You know how to write this better. We have seen in the last application. Directly only I will return. Okay. Okay. I would like to just save it. I know it should not be done. What if there is no data here? There is a better way to write this, because right now my end goal is something different here. That's the reason I'm just doing that. I would like to go back here and create my REST APIs, wherein we'll have our controller package. I would like to go back here. I'll say REST, where actually APIs is what I'm going to write it. I'll say here, create a class. I'll say ticket controller. Ticket controller. I would like to say back here. Could you please tell me the annotation which I have to use here, guys? Everyone in the class. It is REST controller. REST controller is what I have to use. I'm using it. I have to auto wire here. Private. I take it. I take it. Service type service. As you all know, I would like to go back here. I'll say auto wired. I would like to add this here. And then I'll be writing some of the APIs here. Okay. Number one API is they have to register the passenger and ticket number should be generated. Whoever is registering the passenger, immediately ticket number should be generated. That is the API you have to write here. I'll say here public. I will say here response entity, and response entity is what I would like to add. And apart from that, I will say here integer type of ID, integer type of data, which is ticket number. I'll say here register passenger. Passenger. I would like to accept passenger type of data, passenger type of data, and we have to use one annotation here. All of you know the name of the annotation, nothing but request body. No change, right? All of you? All good here? I would like to go back. Within this, I have to write something. I'll say here service layer dot register. I would like to register the passenger. It will give me a passenger ID. It will give me the passenger with the ID. And this passenger is coming from the database, my dear friends. And what I'm going to do, please see very carefully. Everyone present in the class, all of you. I will say here passenger dot get ID, and this I will store inside ticket number. Whatever the ID which is automatically generating, I will consider that as my ID, ticket number. Okay. And after getting it, everyone kindly see here. I will say here return new response entity. I would like to give it as integer type of data, wherein we are actually adding ticket number, comma, HTTP status dot created. All of you present in the class? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Everyone? Are you all there, guys? Everyone present in the class? Yes, no, maybe? All of you? Any issues, guys? No issues, right? Huh. I know the backend part, different way we can write. I have written in one more application, a bigger application. Right now, how to write the API, we should implement global exception handling properly. We should write. I have showed you already in the last example. I am keeping it simple because how to develop a better API is not we are learning here. How to use the API which has been developed. Whatever facility I'm developing right now, it will be used by one more normal web application. Okay. Now I have to go back here, guys, and I have to add it. Get mapping. And I would like to give the endpoint here. The endpoint, please see very carefully. I'll say here get ticket number. I think it should be mapped with get ticket number is the endpoint number. Get ticket number is the endpoint. I think, guys, it should be mapped with post mapping because they're adding the data. Post mapping and request mapping. I would like to also add the class level URL mapping, whatever you feel like. I would like to say here request mapping, and I would like to just say here API slash book ticket is a general class level URL. This is the facility number one. I would like to go further and I would like to write one more where again there also I'm just going to do the gimmick here. I would like to go here. Okay. Add this. I will say here ticket. I will say here get ticket, get ticket. I would like to just go here. I'll say here integer type of ticket number. Ticket number is what they have to pass, and it should be mapped with the get mapping is what I will say, and get ticket full ticket is what I have told here. Get ticket I have told here. Every one of you, get ticket slash. I want to accept one path parameter which is ticket number. One path parameter ticket number. This is what I needed. And same way I have to go here and I have to use one annotation called as path variable. All of you know this annotation. I would like to just add this. I will just go here and add it. I'll say path variable. I would like to import it. I would like to go here and say v. I have already told you how to use the exceptions. I will show you one more application how to write this better, Pramod. Right now, what did I say? For 10 times I have told what? Is this the agenda here, guys? No. I am doing something else here. I want this APIs to be used by some other application. The end goal is to understand REST template and web client. Okay. I know. See, this is your task. I have teach you, right? How I have taught you how to handle the exceptions, how to read the APIs, business logic, everything we have seen it earlier also. I want you to implement here. Okay. Now I would like to just go back here, guys. See the gimmick I'm doing here, which is also not a good programming practice. I will fetch it from the record. I'll say here service dot fetch the passenger information by passing the ticket number. Whatever ticket number is there, I will pass it and I'll fetch, because the ticket number which I'm generating is the ID of a passenger, right? So that is what I'm generating as a ticket number. It will give you as a passenger information, a full information about the passenger. Based on this, I will create myself a ticket object. I will say ticket type of ticket. Manually, I'm creating it. New ticket. That to all this in the service layer, I mean, repository layer, not at all recommended. Okay. So the end goal is something different here. I'll say ticket dot set. I will say here ticket number. Ticket number is equal to passenger dot get PID. Whatever passenger's ID is there, that is a ticket number. I'll say ticket dot set. I would like to go back name. Name is equal to passenger dot get name. I hope all of you are able to understand how I'm writing this code, guys. How I'm creating a ticket object. Everyone in the class? Yes, no, maybe. Passenger dot. Passenger dot. Guys, you can say no also. Are you all there? Get the departure. From the guys, are you all there? Are you all in the position to understand today's class? Everyone in the class say no also. Dare to say no. I have told 20 times repeatedly that we have developed applications, something similar. I am also developing application with my team, which I'll give you properly right now. One simple, see, ticket and passenger, there is no table created association is not achieved here. I'm manually creating the ticket object here. We could have got it from the table, from the database. How to write this better is a different case. We will see it. Manually, I'm just writing some APIs which can generate tickets for something else, some other application. And whatever I'm setting here, if there is a problem, that means this basic is the problem. It's a serious concern. I would like to go here. Whatever passenger information we have already got it now from the passenger, from the database I'm getting, and I'm just adding into my ticket object. I'm fetching all from the passenger which is coming from the database and manually adding into my ticket object. Are you all getting it? Ticket dot set date of journey. I would like to say here passenger has already entered the date of journey. From there I'm getting all this information. And few information passenger we have not collected. I will only set manually. But this manual setting should not be done. I have to first check how many slots are available. Based on this, the setting has to be done. Such level of similar application is being built already. It's almost done. I will show you in this week, Friday's class. Ticket dot set. I would like to go and set the Price here. Did we add anything about the price? Dot get pricing is not being done. And maybe some random price only. I will just code it. Now ticket object is ready. I would like to add the entire ticket object here. Ticket object. And I will send back to my client. I will say a ticket. I will say here dot okay. Finish. So guys, please see here. The one who will invoke this API, they will be passing passenger information. Anyone has any issues in this? They will pass the passenger information. All of you present in the class, are you all there? I will register the passenger information into my database. I will register the passenger information into the database. After registering the entire passenger information, I'm giving back to the caller of this method. So here I will get back the passenger information. From that, I will just generate the passenger ID. I will consider passenger ID which is automatically generated as the ticket number. That is my ticket number, which I will generate here. And that ticket number I will give it to the caller of this API. Whoever is invoking them, I will generate the ticket number. Again, they will pass the ticket number. They will pass the ticket number. Based on this, I will fetch the passenger information. After fetching the passenger information from the database, I will manually create the ticket object. All this passenger information I will fetch and I will add into my ticket object. And when ticket full object is ready, the ticket object I am generating it. Okay, very simple it is. Any ambiguity to anyone here? Yes, no, maybe. And this time, guys, I now want to use the Postman tool to test these APIs. I want to go with the Swagger UI. And in the process, I want to show you the Swagger implementation. Earlier, Swagger API behind the scene, we used to use something called as Spring Frogs, wherein to document your APIs using the Swagger, we used to use Spring Frogs library and docket object used to get created. That is the case from till the Spring Boot 2.7 and Spring Framework 5. And most of the 90% of the YouTube videos, everywhere it is there using the Spring Frogs only. They are using 2.7. That is not working right now because we have tried that in our earlier batches. It is nowhere working. And in the Spring Boot 3 onwards, Spring 6 onwards, there is something called as Swagger Open API. Swagger Open API is getting used in order to document your API using the Swagger. And I will use Swagger UI to test our APIs. Postman tool in this example, I will not be using it. All of you? Yes, no? Now to document this using the Swagger, I'll go back to the main method. I'll be using some of the annotations here. All of you see very carefully, everyone in the class. I'll go back at the top of this class. I will use one annotation called as Open API definition. Open API, I'll say here definition. If I say Open API definition, guys, am I able to import this? It is telling create annotation. Create the annotation. That means this is not there by default. You have to add the dependency. I would like to get the dependency. You can easily get from the official document also. I would like to go to the pom.xml. You can see here. From where I'm getting, you should be knowing it. Spring doc only, guys. Okay. Open API starter web MVC UI. Dependency is there. I would like to add into my project. I'll go back. I'll say pom.xml. And inside my pom.xml, I would like to add this. All right. I would like to go back here. We have seen how to handle the exception globally. Same concept. Why to, simply just write again and again. I would like to save this and go back here, right click. I would like to go back and say Maven, update the project. I would like to say update this. Save this. It is saved, guys. Now I'll go back to the main method. Please observe here. I'll go back to my main method here. And here, if I try to import, are you getting the option of imports, guys? I'll go back here. Oops. Again, I'm not getting the option of import here. Open API definition. I think the spelling is correct here. See, I'm getting the option of import. And it is coming from where? Kindly understand here. It is coming from io.swagger.v3. Open API. Annotation, open definition. Swagger library I'm using here. Here I have to pass some parameters. How much ever attribute you want, you can pass here. Why I'm opening? Just to pass some attributes. I will pass the information by using one annotation called as information, generic information about this API. I would like to give some generic information. Whatever you want, you can give. I'll give the title of my API so that if someone is reading, they should get everything. Title of this API, I'll give it as ticket booking API is a title I have given. Ticket booking API. Whatever you feel like to give, guys. After which, I'll go and tell which version of this API is which version. I would like to say maybe version 1.0. Okay. And others, I will say the description of the project. I'll say here description. Description equals to, I will give some good description. This API will accept passenger info and generate ticket. Or maybe I'll say here this API will generate ticket, book and generate ticket. Whatever message you want, you feel, maybe you have a better idea to give the description and the name of the API, you please give it. Okay. And I would like to add other information, server information. How my end user can access this API, the server information. Server equals to, for this, I'll use annotation called as server. Guys, for earlier batches, I have done this many times, but using Spring Frocks. Spring Frocks, you had to create the docket object and it was not user friendly at all. Whenever the topic used to come to teach the Swagger API, I used to face difficulties because students were not very convinced because of the nature of the predefined classes we had to use there in order to create the documentation. But after the Swagger Open API, it is very easy to create it. Annotations which are very readable. By the looking at this only, you can understand what you are doing here. Okay. Servers information I would like to add here. And I would like to go back and give some information here. Okay. I would like to give URL. How my end user can access it. I would like to give the URL. Did I add any context path here? I have not added the context path. Nothing I have added. I'll create my, what do you say? I'll say server dot port equals to 8485 is the port number. I will say here the context path. I think server dot servlet dot context path. That's the endpoint, right, guys? All of you. I guess if I'm not wrong. If not, I'll take it from the other projects. I have to take everything. I'll go back here. I would like to go back. Context path. I would like to take all this information because web configuration and data source configuration also I have to add, right? I had not yet added. I would like to add it. I will say here ticket booking API. Ticket booking API is the name of the context path is what I have told here. Okay. Now, how my end user can access this API? That is what I have to see here. The server, how my end user can access the API. I'll go back to my main method where I would like to continue the journey. What is the URL, guys? Now I'll say http colon localhost colon. What is the port number, guys? 8485 is the port number. And what is the context name? The context name is this. The context name is this. I would like to add it. And slash, what is the class level URL mapping? I would like to go back to the controller. Class level URL mapping is what, guys? API book ticket. You can add this separately also in general also, but I would not like to add because in one application there can be multiple controllers. I don't want to give the class level URL mapping in the documentation. It is not recommended at this level. Later we'll see how to give that because this is sufficient for me. In my application, I can have multiple controllers. Okay, I'll go back here and I will add some description. Whatever description you feel, guys. Any good description about this part. Any good description. Maybe I'll say here, this API is deployed in the following URL. Whatever you feel like, maybe you have better idea to give, please do that. Okay. A generic basic information I have added here. After which I'll go to my APIs and I will add specific information to these endpoints. Very specific and normal information I would like to add it here. Yes, no, everyone present in the class. For which we have to use the annotation called as tag annotation. Tag annotation. And I have to give the name, comma, I have to give the description and whatever you want you can give. Description. Name I would like to give and description also I would like to give. Whatever name you want to give and whatever description you feel it is better to give. I would like to import this tag, guys, and name. What to give, guys, here? Name for this particular controller. We can have multiple controllers, guys. Please tell me the name I have to give here. Maybe I'll say ticket booking. Ticket booking API or whatever. I think same we have given already, but it's okay. Whatever you feel like. I'll say here, okay, there are two APIs. One will accept passenger info and generate ticket number and other will generate full ticket info based on ticket number. Like whatever you feel like, you can just write it, guys. Description of this API by using the tag. Tag means specific to the controller you want to give, specific to the APIs, what description you want to give, how you want to document this particular controller API, Aditya. Using the tag, you have to, this is the generic information about the overall API. Using this open API definition, you're giving overall information about your API. And using this, you're giving specific information to specific controller and the API methods. Yep. And now you can define this API is performing what type of operation, guys. This API is performing what type of operation. I would like to go back and add one annotation here called as operation. Operation annotation. And I would like to specify two things here. One is summary, that what type of operation it is performing. Other thing is always you can give the description. Description about this specific part. Summary means I'll say here it is post operation. Post op, whatever you feel you can give. I'll say post operation, and here I'll specify this API will accept passenger info and generate ticket number. Okay now? Very good question asked by Gautam. Why it is better than adding the comments? Gautam, we are dealing with API development. This API will be used by one more application. If it is used by one more application, that one more application might be developed by one more company, one more developer, one more project, somewhere else they have developed. How can they get access to your code file to see the comments, Gautam? I hope you are there in the class only, in the RESTful services only. Whatever I'm doing here, this is not for the developer of this APIs. Maybe I am leaving the company for some other developer come and see what is there. Comments is not the, this is not the replacement for the comments. No. Comments you have to write, even if you're implementing this tag and all. Comments for the development you have to write. It is not the replacement of the comments. Sorry, you have completely misunderstood. We are developing an API which will be used by some other company. Will you share your code source with them so that they can see the comments of every API? Your valuable code source. PayPal, if you ask PayPal, if you go through PayPal or Wati API, guys, will you get all the code source of WhatsApp or PayPal so that you can see what they have written the comments, and based on this you can make a request to the APIs? Will you get the code source, guys? I would like to go back here, and I would like to go back and add this, and maybe I'll say here it is get operation. This API will accept I'll say here ticket number and generate full ticket. Full ticket. This is what I have done it. I would like to go and save this. Now, guys, I'll go and deploy my application. I'll say right click. You'll understand it better now. I am deploying the application. I am deploying the application. Someone has assumed, so far we have developed. Assume right now, guys. Assume right now. Someone has developed this application. Some other company has developed. We have not even developed this. Now, our focus is how to access this APIs which is developed by someone else. How to access. First thing is I should know about that API, for which I'll go to the browser. I'll go to the browser and I will try to access this. I'll go here and I will say here localhost. All of you are there with me? Yes, no, maybe. I'll go back here localhost 8485 slash I will say ticket booking API slash I will say here, please see very carefully, swagger UI slash index.html. The moment I hit this enter key, oops, there is some issues. I would like to go back and check it first of all. Is it deployed in the same? It is 8485 ticket booking API. 8485 ticket booking API. I would like to go back to my browser, guys. I would like to go back to my, browser. 8485 ticket booking API. Let me add it. I'll say slash swagger. The spelling, everything has to be same. I'll say swagger hyphen UI. I'll say here maybe slash index dot html. Are you getting this, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Are you able to read out this swagger documents about the API? So I am the one who's going to use this API. See, ticket booking API, all this information, this API will book and generate ticket. Whatever description you had given. If you feel it should be better, you write better. Where is the server? It is present in this API is deployed in the following URL. Are you getting it? Ticket booking API. There are two APIs. One will accept passenger info and generate the ticket, and other will generate the full ticket based on the ticket number. What is that? See, did I say, see, post get everything, you're getting it. See here. See here. I want to pass it. See, this API will accept passenger information, generate a ticket number. To test the API, I need not to use the Postman tool now because it is giving me predefined structure. I want to try it out whether this API is working fine or not. See, it is giving me predefined structure. I will say here ticket number, maybe ID is 24. String type of data it is expecting me to pass. I will pass the name here. Name example, I will pass it as Rohan. I will pass here as departure it is expecting me to pass. Departure I will pass it as maybe from Bengaluru. Arrival I would like to accept here as Chennai. And date of journey, for example, I will say here 24th November. 24th November. All right. I will say here, see here, I will execute it. Guys, if I execute this, response body, what am I getting here? 24. Whatever I have entered, that is the response body it is giving me. See here, 24. I got the ticket number. Now I want to check. I'll go back to this get. See here, what I have to pass, full API are able to see, guys. API, book ticket, get ticket, ticket number, get operation. Are you able to see this? I have to just enter the ticket number here. I would like to say try out, check this API is working or not. I will enter at 24. Okay. I will enter it as 24. I would like to execute it. If I execute this, you can see, guys, am I getting the information? Full ticket response body. See how it is coming. Now compared to Postman tool, which is a better API testing UI for the developer, guys? It is Swagger, right? It is more easy. You can see what type of schemas we have, what type of data. See, passenger, what and all fields we have, it is giving the information. Ticket, what and all fields we have, we are giving the information. All of you, are you there? Yes, no, maybe. So assume that that API is developed by some other company, documented. Right now, I want to use that API, for which I have visited the Swagger. I got to know, I tested those endpoints. All the endpoints are working fine. Now I will develop my application and I will use these APIs, for which you have to use REST template and web client. Understanding, everyone? Anyone has any problem with the Swagger, guys? Swagger API, anyone has any issues? Please let me know here. Any rocket science or difficulty here, guys, for the Swagger API? This is like based on what and all you write it. See where exactly it is there. What is the full URL of the server? And then specific API URL. All of that you are getting it. Endpoints, what you have to pass. What is the type of return type it is giving you. All this information you are getting it. How many type of model data it is working, which is schemas. Fine now. And implementing Swagger became very easy after Spring Boot 3. In Spring Boot 2.7, Spring Framework 5, we used to use one library called as Spring Frogs library, wherein you had to create the docket object. That is not at all friendly and it was very difficult for students to digest. But after Open API came, it is very friendly and anyone can document by using some of the annotations. And to access the Swagger UI also, it became very, very easy. Yes, you can use it, Ganesh. But you have to implement Swagger Open API in your APIs. You have to implement those annotations. Only then you can get to know about it. If you don't add the dependency, it will not work. For Postman tool, you need not to add some extra dependencies. You need not to use those annotations. Okay. So it's up to you what you want to go with, guys. All fine? Everyone present in the class? Anyone and everyone? Any issues to anyone, guys? No issues, right? Very good. My dear friends, right now I should develop one simple web application. That simple web application will accept from the client. It is Swagger version 3 API. That is the reason. V3 Swagger version 3. Latest Swagger. It is not related to your thing. This is coming from the Swagger, not you. Okay. Fine now. All good. I would like to go back, guys. I would like to, maybe someone has developed this application, consider in that way. Forget that we have developed this. Assume we have not yet touched this application. It is someone else's part. I will not even touch from now on. I will use it only to deploy. Someone has done that. I'll go back to my other application, guys. Okay. I'll go back to my which is other applications I'll develop. Do we use Swagger in the real time? Yes. We do use. But it depends. Some of them may not use it But most often for a Spring Boot, if you want to really officially document, then Swagger is the one which is being used. I'll say here ticket booking web application. Web application. Okay. I don't want data JP. I don't want MySQL. Why I don't want this? If you ask me right now, this application will not get connected to database. It will not actually do the task of generation of ticket. This application will just accept passenger information from the end users, generate ticket number. If they enter ticket number, it should generate full ticket. And the end users is not aware that in the backend whether they are only generating or they are seeking help of one more API. In reality, they are seeking help of one more API. So I will not be needing to connect to database and all, because one API someone has already built. I have to take help of that API. Okay. So that's the reason I would like to keep it simple. I would like to generate this. Go back. And I'll go back to my downloads. Take this. Come back to data. Add this. I will say right click. I mean, now are you going to the front end? No, Osama. I will develop normal web application with the front end. I will develop a different application. This application will use the APIs which we have already developed. Okay. Getting it? Now I will develop one C2B application. That C2B application will use the APIs which we have developed. One application using other API is what I would like to show here, which you will understand eventually at the end once we develop it. I'll go back here. I'll say import existing Maven project. Next, I'll browse. I'll go down web app. I would like to say, and I would like to generate this. Normal C2B Spring MVC application. This is, guys. Of course, I'll go back and add the other parts as it is, which we have done it. These things I will add it as it is. Nothing, database is not needed because I'm not going to connect to database. So I would like to go back here and add it here. It is normal C2B application, guys. A normal Spring Web MVC application. I'll say ticket booking web app, web application. Okay. And let it be deployed in 8484. All right. I'll go back and add some of the packages here. Right click, new. I'll say package, normal web layer, where I will write controller, not the REST controller, not API. With the front end JSP or theme leaf, I'm going to develop here. I'll say right click. I'll have my model data. I'll say new package model data. The model data will remain same. I would like to go and generate one more package. The name of the package is service layer. No DAO layer. We are not actually going to connect to database. Some other API will take care of it. The model, I want to keep it as it is, as the other application. I would like to copy here, add this here. I would like to copy from here, add this here. One change, I'll make sure that we don't have entity or this thing, ID. It's not required. This is not needed. This is not, I'm not going to connect it. Why not? I want to show you the realistic feeling, Ganesh. You can do it using the Swagger Postman also. I want to make you feel that this application is using some other application. Okay. Have patience till I complete this. By default, you will understand. Right? Unnecessary, don't create stress to your mind. It is not needed. You will understand what I am trying to achieve. I just want to say that it is simple C2B application with the UI. Simple C2B application with the UI. Proper end user can use it. And this application is taking help of one more API, one more application. Fine, huh? Everyone in the class, all of you. You can use the Swagger or Postman also, but I want to give you that feel. That's it. Normal C2B end user application. Okay, Postman will not use end user, right? I mean, end user will you use Postman tool, guys? If you want to use the Amazon application, or if you are using Telescope, are you using the Postman tool? All of you are using Postman tool to use the Telescope to get the information about the courses. Are you entering something as such? Why not Postman? It seems it is a simple web application. I've been telling you, and why not Postman? It seems. So normal end user, I'm just trying to say, will use this application. Yeah. Fine, guys, all of you. Say yes, no, maybe. Everyone in the class, are you all there? Any still confusion, guys? Any scope of confusion, every one of you? I'll be happy to clarify. Again, if you're getting confused. Still there? Guys, assume that whatever application we have developed, whatever application we have documented using Swagger, whatever we could able to test using the Swagger UI, assume that that application is built by someone else. Can you just assume that someone has developed that application? Can you make that assumption? Everyone will make an assumption. If all of you will support me, we'll make you assumption. Yes? Great. Now, guys, I'll go back to my service layer. I'll go back here. I'll say right click, create the service interface. First of all, I will say here, I ticket service. I'll define what all activities I would like to do. Two activities only. I would like to first do the activity here. I'll say public. I'll say ticket number it should generate. Int is a type of register passenger. And I will enter the passenger information. I would like to go back to the next line. I will say public. The return type is ticket object. I'll say get full ticket, full ticket. I will enter the ticket number. It is a type of ticket number. Okay now? My dear friends, now I would like to go and write a class. Name of the class is ticket service. Ticket service is the name of the class. And of course, it is implementing which interface? I'll say implements I ticket service. I would like to import it, and I would like to add and implement methods. As you all know, I will use here service. I need not to auto a database right now, guys. From the controller will take it from the JSP UI, from the UI to controller, from the controller to here I will receive the passenger information. But should I store in database and generate the ticket, guys? No. I have to call the API. I have to call one more application, and I have to pass this passenger to that application. And that application will take the passenger information, and that application will generate me the ticket number. So now my Spring Boot backend application need to get connected to one more backend application. And to that backend application, I have to pass the passenger information, and that backend application will give me the ticket number. I have to take it. Have you understood? Now here I have to write a logic to get connected to one more backend application. That backend application will give me a full ticket information. This information will give it to the UI. For which you have to use two things: REST template and web client. That is what I want to achieve here. That means from the service layer, I have to establish connection to one more Spring Boot backend application and seek help of that backend application. Any ambiguity to write now, anyone? How to write that logic, we will see to it. I'll go back and write this. I will say here ticket controller. Ticket controller. I would like to go back at the top of this class. I will say here controller. I would like to say here private I ticket service type service. I would like to go back here, import. I have to auto wire. Guys, I'm not using REST controller here. Why? Is it a REST API or normal C2B application, guys? Normal C2B application. I hope all of you are able to understand. Everyone in the class? I would like to go back and generate one application. I'll say public return type is logical view name. Logical view name. I'll say here book ticket is the name of the method. It will accept passenger type of information. And if you want to achieve a two-way binding, then we have to use one annotation here. Two-way binding with form. If you want to achieve, annotation is model attribute. Model attribute, and in the model attribute, if you want, you can specify. If you don't specify also, it's fine. Here it's not needed. Guys, all of you, I will just say here return logical view name. Logical view name, which is index. Index is a JSP file name. I will bind this to post mapping, and I would like to just add here one endpoint. Name of the endpoint, I'll say book ticket. Post mapping book ticket, and they will have to pass the passenger information. And if you want, I have to generate the ticket number, right? So what I'm going to do here is I will say here model or map. Model type of model only I will use. Now I'm going to just go here, import it. I will say service layer dot register passenger. It is giving me integer type of data. Passenger I will pass. I will store the integer type of data here. I will say integer type of ticket number. And after receiving this, please see very carefully, guys, everyone present in the class. I will say here model dot add attribute. The key I'll give it as a ticket number, and the value also is ticket number. Now this ticket number I have to render in my form. I have to render it. Logical view name. Fine. All of you? Yes, no, maybe. Any one of you are there? I would like to go back here. I will write one more API which will give the form. I will say here book ticket form to enter the passenger information. And for which I will just say here maybe the attribute is two-way binding, right? Passenger, and simple one dummy object of passenger I will create with no information. Even if you don't do this, it will fine, not an issue. Index. So index page only I will write the form. And in that form, the form action I will give it as book ticket. The form action will be book ticket. Okay. Now, after that, they should be getting one box where after registering, they should be generating to one more box where they can enter the ticket number. If they enter the ticket number, then they should get the ticket. To generate that ticket form, that means after successfully registering the passenger information, I have to get the box wherein I can enter the ticket number. If I enter the ticket number, if someone clicks it, then they should get the ticket details. So I have to generate one more page. Maybe whatever is the endpoint you want, you can give here. Maybe I'll give it as form. I'll say here ticket form. Whatever is the method name you want, you can just give it. And I would like to redirect this to one more JSP page. Whatever is the JSP page you want, you can give. I would like to give the JSP page as what to say, ticket form. This is the endpoint form, ticket form. Okay, both of the endpoints are same, but the requests are different. I would like to have here passenger form. Okay, here it is ticket form. What I'm trying to achieve, if I have to show some of the UI I would like to add here. Guys, basically, for the first time, if my end user is entering into the application, right, they should be getting a form where passenger can enter its details. After it says registration successful, it should get a link, get ticket. If we click that link, you should get one box where you can enter the ticket number. After entering the ticket number, it should generate the ticket. Are you getting it? So this will give the form. The form, after filling it, it will redirect to this page. It will successfully register. And there will be one link. Click it, get the ticket. If you click it, then you will get one more box where you can enter the ticket number. After entering the ticket number, if you click it, then you should get the ticket object. All of you, have you all understood? So if you are getting a box ticket number, if you enter here, this should redirect to one more API. Name of the API is string type of get ticket. And here I would like to accept the data in the form of query parameter, request param, and I will accept ticket number, and which I will store within a variable called as integer type of ticket number. Okay. And I'll say model type of model. Okay. Yes. And I would like to go back here. I would like to go back. Okay. I'll give you walkthrough once we are done also. I would like to say a return logical view name where I will enter. I will say a return to one more JSP page. Name of the JSP page is ticket info. Name of the JSP page. I would like to go back here and I'll say get mapping, and this I will map to any of the endpoint. I'll say get ticket, maybe that is the endpoint. Okay. Now what to add here, we will see. I'll go back here and say service dot get full ticket. I'll pass the ticket number. It will give me full ticket object. The ticket object, I would like to collect it here. Ticket type of ticket object, and that ticket object I will send it to my model dot add the attribute. The key I'll give it as ticket. The key I'll give it as a ticket, and the value is also ticket. Now the control flow, my dear friends. Everyone please here. If my end user enters into this endpoint, they will be getting one form. Fill the details to book a ticket. Passenger details will be filled. The moment you click that form, it should redirect to this endpoint. The data should be registered and ticket number should be generated, and they will be getting a ticket number automatically. After getting that link, what is that link? Click here to get the ticket. If they click that, what should happen? They should get wherein they can enter the ticket number. Enter the ticket number below. One box they should get. If they enter the ticket number, if we click it, then this particular controller method should be triggered. This method should be triggered and they should be getting the entire ticket option. So totally there has to be 3 JSP pages here. Have you understood about the JSP pages, my dear friends? Now guys, I'm accepting these details, passing to the service layer, right? In my service layer, I will receive those information. But am I going to write a logic to store that in database, to generate the ticket number, to generate the ticket object? Am I going to write the logic inside this application? No. I will pass this information to one more backend application. That means this application is seeking help of one more backend application. Now, how to get connected to one more API, one more backend application and pass the data, receive the data? That's where the concept of REST template and web client comes into picture. REST template and web client comes into picture. And what is the difference? What is synchronous communication, asynchronous communication, when to go with REST template, when to go with web client? All of that we will discuss in the tomorrow's class. The part 2 of this application we shall develop in the tomorrow's class, where I will just define the UI of this application, and I will just use REST template or web client to get established to the one more. And using this, I will try to also get connected to some real APIs. Right now, we only have developed the APIs, right? The backend ticket booking, I only have developed. And I am assuming that someone else will develop. After we successfully establish connection to our own API using the REST template and web client, we will try to get connected to some real APIs, maybe WhatsApp API or maybe PayPal, Razorpay, or WhatsApp, or any of these APIs. I will try to get connected and see if I could able to seek the help from there. All of you. Next 2-3 classes, what we are achieving, I hope all of you have understood. Fine. So this is the part 1 of the application. Part 2 tomorrow and day after tomorrow I will be discussing. One application, if you want to seek help of one more application, REST template and web client comes into picture. Okay. So this is going to be very important, guys. Upcoming week, Swagger I have discussed right now. Actuators, Spring Boot profiles, HATEOS, actuators, Spring Boot profiles, HATEOS, scope, different scopes of Spring, which is session, request, prototype, singleton. 4 interview ask question this is. I will discuss that. I will discuss about REST template, web client. I will discuss about this also in this week itself. All these important topics will be covered this week itself. Okay. Very crucial week, which will give you a big picture and important for the interviews. Application.properties YAML file, they'll ask. Actuators, they will ask. Scopes, they will ask. Right? Unit testing for REST API, they will ask. REST template, they will ask. Web client, they will ask. All these questions will be asked in the interviews. Okay, very crucial week for your entire journey of so far, whatever classes you have attended. So I shall be discussing this in the upcoming tomorrow's class. Backend API, if you want, I will share. This application which I have developed, I will share in tomorrow's class after I completed that. Okay, I'll go back to the data and I will just zip only the backend API. Only backend API is what I'm going to share you. Design pattern, default design patterns which are getting used, that they will ask. And if you want me to teach, according to me, design pattern is separate discussion for 1 month. It's a separate course. Please teach all the design pattern here only for 1 more month. I'm sorry, guys. We have not promised that. I can take it, but again, it's a detailed discussion. It's low level designs, high level, and all the design patterns. I have taken one class, 52 classes I have taken in 2022 of design patterns, 52 live classes. So it is that much big concept. I hope you are understanding. No, it is not. It's not here. Me and Navin sir used to work with some other parties and there I used to do that. Okay. All right, guys, there is no board work here. I will discuss the part 2 tomorrow. Many things are there which you have to prepare. Okay. So make sure you're preparing well for it from now onwards itself. Okay. I will discuss 1 or 2 if you want important, Pramod. Because again, it's a different topic. It's a very different. System design is also important. Why design patterns? DSA is also important. Correct? Then the course can go for 1 year also. So many things are there. So like this, if you keep on going, but depends on the companies. If you are getting into product-based companies, then low-level design, high-level design, definitely important questions. Without system design, no product-based companies will take you. Right? So design patterns, they will ask almost all the design patterns, not 1 or 2. So, but it's not so difficult, guys. People say Spring is so difficult, but all of you just tell me honestly one point. Spring is making your life easy as a developer or making your life difficult as a developer? Tell me one thing, guys. Is Spring making your life easier or difficult as a developer? Don't you think it is semi-developed application? You're not even have to do many things, right? So likewise, every concept looks difficult from outside. But once you get into this, there is nothing there also. Okay. And most of the concepts are interview oriented. the way it is being portrayed in the project, I mean, the job description and the interview is 80% less in the actual job and the role. Whatever the way they ask the question and in the job description, the way they specify, you should know this. Oh, once you clear the interview, you'll realize all this was just like, oh, this many things. Then again, for the next interview, you have to prepare again. Yeah. Because you'll not be using everything there. Deepthi, I will ask our team. Maybe they have forgotten to ask. Good that you have reminded me. I'll ask our team to, add that. Maybe our team has forgotten. Okay. I'll remind our team. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. System design will be most notly asked in the real time, but interesting part is the expert has to know exactly, because it is not every developer need to know about it. Aditya, as a developer, you will not be in need of this. You'll not be working with that. You'll not be designing the applications. Uh, you are not the architects of the project. Forget about that. You don't even have authority to give suggestions. You have to get the things done of the task they have assigned to you. Simply the last. Huh. Guys, tomorrow's class, I hope you have understood what is the agenda we are understanding. I'll create meanwhile the front end files for this backend. The JSP files, I'll keep it ready. Right now I didn't had, so I had to end. I'll create it ready before tomorrow's class. Initially, I will add that tomorrow and I will discuss about the REST template and web client. And uh, again, we'll see why we have to use Fing client in the microservices also. Okay. If you don't understand REST template and web client, you'll not understand Fing client. And if you don't know Fing client, you don't know many things about the microservices. So all of them are chained to each other. Okay. So let's meet tomorrow exactly at 8:30. I mean, sorry, 7 a.m. and continue the discussion on this interesting topic. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, every one of you.